Are you gonna knock out all the ninjas one day? Like, will we ever see you as Smoke or Rain or like maybe an
definitely. That is
epic version of Tremor? You've got the build for Tremor, dude.
It's funny. It's funny you should say that because a lot of you have told me that I should do Tremor, and I was just like, screw it, I'll do it.
Your death will satisfy my rage.
Enough talk.
Enough talk, indeed.
And the glasses. First time with the glasses ever on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Side Projekt Podcast. Let's take a drink. I got tea in mind. Yes, I got a little bit of a cold, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with me if I'm sniffling a lot, you know what I mean? Or if I cough at all, or if I sound congested, or my energy's a little bit lower. I'm gonna power through this episode the best that I can. You know how it goes. I don't get sick too often. It's not too often that I'm sick, so bear with me on that. But you may or may not have noticed real quick, rocking the new Projekt Gears merch right here. The Gears cog, some game. I don't know. It's inspired by some game, or maybe I think we inspired the game is what happened here. We inspired the game. I don't know, man. You got to ask Char. Being that I'm sick, I'm a little bit down and out right now. It may or may not be up on the Side Projekt merch store right now, where you can get all of these mugs as well, and you can get the hoodie that's back here, and anything that you see me rocking here on the show is always available on the Side Projekt merch store. This is brand new. It may or may not be up there now. I may be announcing this prematurely. I have no idea, but if you go check it out, it could be up there. I don't know. You know what I mean? We're running a very I don't want to say unprofessional, but we're running a very it's random right now. These last few weeks, it's been the con week and everything. Just got back from Dragon Con, and we're gonna be at New York Comic Con. If you're following along on the Side Projekt Instagram, you'll see all the announcements that we've been doing. One announcement a week of a special guest panelist a week. The Side Projekt Podcast will be at New York Comic Con. We have a cosplay content and creation panel Friday, October 13th at 10:30 a.m. in room 406.2. Remember all of that. I need all of you to remember all of that information right here, right now. And we've got the likes of Gracie, the cosplay Lass, Mass Mateo, Saddle Up, and there's going to be 2 more guest announcements. By the time this episode comes out, or probably one during the weekend of or that week, and then 1 more left. So we will be there. I hope you're going to be there because, like I said, we will be there, and so will my guest this week. Unfortunately, not on the panel, but he does have a meet and greet Saturday of the con where you can meet him and talk to him in person. But in the meantime, and in between time, you can get to know a little bit more about him right here, right now, because my guest this week is a giant who stands amongst men, a staple in the cosplay community with phenomenal cosplay after cosplay, ranging from Silent Hill to Red Hood, that's video games, to the comic book culture with his most recent Blue Beetle that brings the pages or even brings the movie adaptation to life in a physical, right before your eyes form. But let us not forget his plethora of Mortal Kombat cosplays fitting with the release of MK1 this week. He's been Scorpion, Ermac, Noob, and one of his most critically acclaimed, Sub-Zero. He's also an actor in the series Combat in the Grid, as well as a previous Cosplay of the Week here on the show. It's been a long time coming, and we all know it has. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and give a warm welcome to Sir Julius Cosplay.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Listen, yes. I'm gonna have to take that intro, bro.
There you go. Take the audio, clip it, put it on your Instagram, on Reels and stuff. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother.
I'm glad to have you here, man. It's like I said, it's been a long time coming, man. We've been speaking, on Instagram and here and there for I think a couple years now, actually, man. A couple years now, man.
Almost 2.5, maybe.
Yeah, it's gotta be
almost 3 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, dude. So I'm stoked to finally have you here, man. I don't want to waste any time. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time, and I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and you do a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff. But you've been kicking up dust and riding off into the sky lately with your Blue Beetle cosplay, something that you've been prominent with on social media as of late. And I really want to discuss that with you, and we will. But we got to get the Mortal Kombat stuff out of the way first, man. I got to talk to you about it, dude.
Let's do it.
It's so fitting with MK1 being out too, man. Whether it be your cosplays or your opinions on Mortal Kombat games or movies, you're very much so known and respected in the cosplay community and MK community when it comes to all things Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, man. You've done several Mortal Kombat cosplays, and one of the things that I really like personally that you did, one that you're very, very known for is your phenomenal Sub-Zero, man. But before we talk about the rendition that I think most people are thinking of, I want to talk to you about a Sub-Zero that first made its appearance, I believe it was in MK Deception, and you cosplayed this version, man, and I think it's absolutely sick because I don't see it enough. A lot of fans have dubbed this as the Shredder skin. It's amazing, dude, and it's up on the screen right now, and it's a photo by Christopher Petit's photography on Instagram. You've got the mask going, you've got the helm going with that like Shredder-like thing, because everybody always says it looks like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You've got the axe. Everything about this is phenomenal, dude, and I gotta ask you, out of all the Sub-Zero skins, what made you want to go with this iteration of the character?
Simply because I try to go for like cosplays and looks that people don't do.
Yeah.
And I remember. Do you remember PlayStation Magazine?
Yes, dude.
Okay. All right.
It comes with the demo discs and everything sometimes too, right?
Yeah. So when PlayStation Magazine first came out, I remember there was I used to get them every month. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Deception was about to drop, that version of Sub-Zero was on the cover of the magazine. And when I saw that, I'm aging myself, by the way. So
me too.
I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So like when I saw that, I was like, I thought it was Shredder. Mm-hmm. I thought it was Shredder, but it looked weird. I was like, what's with it? And then when I read it, I was like, that's Sub-Zero. Yo, to this day, it's, in my opinion, the best look Sub-Zero has ever had.
Yes.
And I knew, me being a Mortal Kombat fan and a Sub-Zero fan, I didn't even think about back then, cosplay wasn't even on my mind.
Right, yeah.
So, fast forward 10 so years and stuff like that. When I started doing the Mortal Kombat cosplays and things, and slowly started doing my Noob and my Sub-Zero, and I was just like, yo, like I don't see this done. Yeah. I don't see it done. Like I've Googled up like Sub-Zero Deception cosplay, and I think like 2 cosplays popped up. Yeah. And they were like from other people from like other countries and stuff. So I'm just like, nah, I gotta get this done. Yeah. I gotta find a way to get it done. And then the story behind it originally is Christopher Petit's, the photographer that I work with a lot. We did a shoot together when I was Noob Saibot. And he asked me, he was like, are there any other ninjas that you wanted to do from Mortal Kombat? And I was like, Sub-Zero. I said, the reason why I do Noob is because Sub-Zero is my favorite. Yeah. But I was like, everybody does either Sub-Zero or Scorpion. So I was like, I want to be different. Let's start with Noob first, and then I'll move on to Sub-Zero. And I was like, do you remember this Sub-Zero? So I pulled it up, and this was in the middle of the shoot. I was still in like Noob Saibot.
Oh, in the new cosplay at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled it up on my phone, and I looked, and I showed him. He was like, yeah, do that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So since then, it was a journey for me. And then it was a challenge because I just started getting into 3D printing. Mm-hmm. I had no idea where to get the armor. Like nobody had the armor files. Right. Nobody had the helmet files, nothing. So this thing was a journey for me to try to create.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Luckily, I found a 3D modeler. His name is Hyperion Workshop. Mm. You can find him on Instagram. Okay. And he actually had the files for it. He had to look for it. He actually does a Deception Sub-Zero himself. It's very good. Look him up extremely well. I hit him up. I was like, hey man, where did you get the files for the armor? He was like, I made them. And I was like, well, shit, I'll throw you some cash.
Yeah.
Let me get those files.
Yeah, shoot that my way, man.
Yeah, I was like, so I paid him. He gave me the files, and here we are.
Yeah. It's amazing, dude. Everything about it. I love it. I remember when I first saw it, that's like, just like you said, I was like, I don't see too many people doing this. So it just stands out that much more. And I agree too. I think it's one of, it's definitely like, I think top 3, I would say, of my favorite Sub-Zero skins. I always also liked the ones where, this one seems to be like a hit or miss with people. I also like the ones where the arms were like frozen. in the games.
Yeah, when the arms are ice. And
Yeah, when they're like
yep.
ice. Yeah, that seems to be a hit or miss. I know some people that are like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that, and other people really love it. But this one is also one of my tops, man. And you've got the ice axe here as well. It's a perfect touch, and like most of your cosplays, if not all of them, I mean, you make them yourself, or you do a lot of things yourself. Whether it be this iteration, the more so Shredder look, or the more so common look from Sub-Zero, which you've also done, and that's up on the screen right now. And this is phenomenal, man. Just perfect with the contacts, the eyes, the white eyes, the wraps around the gauntlets and everything. I mean, it's just beautiful, dude.
Those wraps were a last minute addition.
Were they really? I like it. Right, it just adds that like extra touch to it,
So originally those wraps were not a part of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I was on the way to the photo shoot. I was on the way there, and I did not have those wraps. Oh. I stopped off at Michael's, and I was just looking. I was like, I need something. I was like, it looks too. I said, I need something. I was like, the plain black.
Does it look too plain with the black? Like,
yeah. I was like, it looks too plain. So then I thought about it, and I remember in Mortal Kombat 9, how he had. So this version of the Sub-Zero that I do is kind of like a combination of 9 and 10.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I take elements from different games. And I just put them together. It's fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So on the way to the shoot, I stopped off at Michael's and bought a blue T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And scissors. And right before we did the shoot, I cut up the T-shirt and I just wrapped them around my gauntlets.
No.
I wrapped them around the gauntlets. Like right before, like we was about to shoot. Like we was about. They were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I got an idea."
Yeah.
They was like, "How do you think?" I was like, "How does this look?" They was like, "Oh, that shit actually worked."
Yeah, it just adds a little extra flair to it, dude. I love it, man. Yeah. I'm curious, since you talked about that and like cutting it up and doing that like in the moment, like what's the process like as a whole? Like how long did it take to compile each version of these Sub-Zeros from, in comparison to one another as well, from the different masks? One obviously has the hood. The Shredder one has, the helm. You have the axe for one. I think you use the axe in your other iteration too in some photos. And you also have the little daggers. Yeah. I forget the names of those. I always forget.
The kunai,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So like what's the process like for each and how long did each take?
The Deception Sub-Zero, that originally was supposed to be the first time I did my Sub-Zero, but once again, because it was such a challenge, because the reason why I said nobody's done it before, so it was hard for me to find the files, find people that have done it, things like that. So I was like, all right, so we're gonna skip over that. I'm gonna move into something that everybody else has done, which is Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat 10 Sub-Zero. I made the mask. Once again, I just started getting into 3D printing, so I made the mask. That came out good. The only mask I had at the time, so I was like, if I lose this or mess it up, I'm donezo. And then the tabard, I actually get my tabards custom made from a guy. It's so funny because I always have to look his name up. I feel so sorry because I go to him all the time. So I got that done. My tabard is actually not a Sub-Zero tabard. It is Scorpion's Mortal Kombat 10 tabard. Mortal Kombat X tabard.
Oh yeah. Okay, because I've seen your Scorpion as well. They're the same, if not extremely similar, right?
Yeah, they're the same. It's just the color. The color is different. I just asked them. All I did was ask them. I was like, "You see the Scorpion one? Make it blue."
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you
That's all I asked.
Did one or the other, and then like retired that one and recolored it. But you actually have two of the same ones, just different colors.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's simple. Because once again, it's your cosplay. You can do whatever you want. So I was just like, right. I like the way Scorpions look, but make it blue. And he was like, yeah. I can do that.
Hell yeah. That's so cool, dude. Which one would you say? I guess the Shredder one probably took longer to compile, right? Because you had to figure out the files and everything like that.
Yeah, I had to figure out the files, and halfway through, my printer broke. I only had one printer at the time. I have 4 now, and it broke when I was making the helmet.
Oh,
so
no.
everything else was done.
Yeah,
the mask was done. The shoulder armors was done. Everything was done. And then as it was printing the helmet, it broke. So I was like, here we go again.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, so what do? I said, I could do it foam, but I don't have the time. So, and I tell all cosplayers and people that make their own things, I was like, don't be scared to just reach out to other creators.
Yeah.
Like this is all the same. So I reached out to a good foam smith. His name is Abinara. Abinara. I remember him because I've gone to him so many
times. Yeah.
So he finished the helmet for me because that helmet is foam. It's not 3D printed. And then I used what he made and then I used that and I made my own file for it, and then that's when I started making. So I have like 3 of those. I have like 3 of those helmets, just in case, because you'd be surprised.
You never know. You never know. Yeah, exactly. I really dig everything about it, man. You make a phenomenal Sub-Zero, dude. I genuinely dig that. I think I've told you that before. You pulled it off flawlessly, pun intended. What did you think? I gotta ask you. What did you think of Sub-Zero in the latest Mortal Kombat movie? I know like MK1 is out right now, the game. I actually haven't got to play it yet, man. I've been so busy. I haven't played it yet.
I have a confession myself. I played roughly about 3 minutes of it.
Oh no, really? I was thinking, oh man, he's gonna be playing it hardcore. He's gonna know everything, and I'm gonna be out. I'm not gonna know anything.
This is for me. This is con crunch, man. I'm con crunching for myself. I'm con crunching for other people. So like, I haven't had the time. I downloaded it. I jumped on. I think I did like 3 or 4 matches, and I was like, yeah, I love this.
Yeah,
but I got stuff to do.
Same. I'm in the same boat. So to pivot away from the game, I was gonna use the excuse of, well, we don't want to give spoilers since it just came out for everybody this week. Early access, and it was like 2 weeks ago, I believe, or something. I was gonna give the excuse of like, well, we don't want to give spoilers, but I guess the real thing is neither of us have gotten a chance to play it. So we'll pivot and we'll talk about the movies. I know the movie came out quite a while ago, but I just never got the opportunity to ever really discuss it with you. So I'm just curious, real quick, like, what did you think of Sub-Zero specifically in the Mortal Kombat movie? Did you like it? Didn't you like it? Would you have done something different?
Oh, he was the highlight. He was the highlight.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he was the highlight. What the thing about the movie is, as a whole, it's rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree. There's elements that I really like, and there's elements that definitely need to be changed or could have been done different.
As a whole, it's rough, but everybody brought their A game. Everybody. That Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sonya, Jax, Kano.
Yes.
Kano, the actor that played Kano. Like, Liu Kang, like, they really brought their A game. It was like, this is a very, very important, these are very important characters in this gaming industry, and we got to bring our A game. It's just the movie as a whole.
Yeah, some of the dialogue was poorly written, in my opinion. There's some things that I would have changed also, in my opinion. Like, did you feel like Cole Young was a necessary plot point? For those that don't know, he was specifically made to bridge the gap between the everyday moviegoer and the hardcore gamers that know everything about Mortal Kombat. And in my opinion, I don't think that was completely necessary. I think if you have a good script with good dialogue, a good story going on, people will resonate with the characters regardless of knowing the video game lore or the background. If you just have a good movie, you have a good movie. So in my personal opinion, I don't think Cole Young was that necessary to have. They could have given that focus to more actual Mortal Kombat characters. But I'm curious your thoughts and if you want more or less of him in the future of the franchise.
I would like to have less of him. It was a bait and switch. It was a bait and switch. The first 10 minutes, you thought this was Scorpion's movie.
Exactly.
You thought it was Scorpion's movie.
Yes, exactly. That's the way that they painted it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cole comes along. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Exactly. Who's this guy? This guy's not in Mortal Kombat.
It's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
Which, speaking of Scorpion and Sub-Zero were kind of the only ninjas that we saw in that film, in the new one, unless you kind of account for the appearance of Reptile briefly. But what other ninjas do you hope to see in the future of this franchise? Do you have any other ones that you want to be portrayed in the movie?
Well, Noob is coming.
Oh, yeah. He's got to, right?
Noob is coming.
It only makes
Noob
sense.
has to come.
It has to. He has to. Which means Quan Chi as well.
Which means Quan Chi, and I would love to see Ermac. Yes. Ermac is definitely going to come through.
100%. It has to.
So Noob, Quan Chi, definitely Ermac. Those, we're going to see those people.
Yeah, which perfect transition, dude. Because I think it's only right that before we move on, we at least mention a bit about how not only do you have your Sub-Zero cosplays, but you've also amazingly done a Scorpion, a Noob, and a Ermac. And I believe I featured your Ermac as a cosplay of the week a long time ago. Christopher Batiste on these photos again as well. And there's one that's up on the screen right now. I think this was the one that I featured as a cosplay of the week with the edit by Chibi Joey 87, if I'm pronouncing it right. Phenomenal. Says Ermac wins, fatality. I believe that's the MKX font, the fatality screen. I believe that's the one that's
Yes.
from.
Yep. With the classic Ermac tabard. Yep.
Yes, classic Ermac tabard. You've got the skull going on. Phenomenal job, you yourself, Christopher and Joey. It's perfectly done, dude. You're knocking out all my favorite MK ninjas, dude. Like you're knocking out like all of them, dude.
I'm happy.
I love it, man. It's godly, bro. You did such a good job from Noob to Ermac to Scorpion and back to Sub-Zero. The way with your Noob cosplay, you told kind of like a story about your former self, showcasing the skull of Sub-Zero in your hand and everything. I love that. And then moving on to one of the photos with like the smoke coming up in front of you and behind you and everything. It's perfect, dude. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat nerd, so I really love this kind of stuff.
Funny story about that picture.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Me and Chris almost died.
Oh, no way. The things you do for cosplay, right?
yo. So like, it was the first time either me or him ever worked with smoke bombs outside of like 4th of July and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So these were like the big ones where they're like this big. You pull a string, you're supposed to like run.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, how many? We was like, oh, how many seconds we did? Like 60 seconds, and pull it, shoot, done.
Yeah.
So we pull it, it stands there, it pops off. And we already know, it's going to be, we have 60 seconds. So pose, shoot. The smoke came up and we didn't account for smoke getting in our eyes and that shit burning.
Yes. Oh, man. I bet.
So when the smoke really when the smoke really started surrounding us, Chris was like, my eyes, and I was like, me too, even through the mask. Oh my God. We was like, so let me look at the picture again. I'm kind of like, it came out great, but I'm kind of like,
leaning.
You can't see, but I'm trying to get air.
No way, dude. Trying to breathe.
Yes, I'm trying to. So if you look, it came out great. Yeah, but at the same time, like you're gonna look at the picture differently now that I'm telling the story.
And I could tell, I could tell with the movement now that you tell the story. Yeah, hilarious.
I'm trying to like.
That's crazy, man. The things you do for cosplay, dude. Yeah, I could tell now, man. But man, you guys pulled it off, and I really love the ones of holding Sub-Zero's skull and mask in your hand and everything too. It's always cool when cosplayers kind of tell stories through their photography or any of their reels and everything as well. Out of all the Mortal Kombat ninjas that you've cosplayed, what's your all-time favorite cosplay of your own? And then also, which is your favorite top 3 Mortal Kombat characters as well?
All right, so my all-time favorite cosplay out of all my ninjas would have to be Noob Saibot, mainly because it's the first one I've done out of all the ninjas, even though Sub-Zero is my main.
Yeah.
He is my main in the games. Noob Saibot, it's a close thing to my heart because it's the first ninja that I completed fully. Yeah. Like, and it was one of the first masks. That whole mask was one of the first masks that I created. Once it's Sub-Zero and the Noob Saibot mask, and there's a Red Hood mask that I made. Those three masks were the first things I made when I started 3D printing.
Nice, yeah.
So there's sentimental value to it. Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
So Noob would be my favorite. But everybody loves my Sub-Zero. I don't mind. Technically, they're the same person.
Yeah, but, technically, yeah.
My top 3 characters in Mortal Kombat, I would say it would be Sub-Zero.
Nice.
Noob Saibot. Nice. And right now, I'm gonna switch it up. Right now, they're doing Reptile Justice in MK1.
Yes,
I'm really loving. I'm loving the way
Me too.
You just shape shift into anything you want.
I can shift only between this and my natural form.
Whoa.
When I actually did play, I was so curious. I was like, I gotta play as him first. I started playing as him, and then I was just like, all right.
How does he play, dude? Is it dope?
Oh, he's nasty.
Man, dude, yeah. I like the, the real Mortal Kombat fans will know that, he started as just a ninja and he was like a human ninja. And then there was iterations where he turned to an actual reptile throughout the games and different variations of a reptile as well. Some with a tail, some not. And then I really like, fast forwarding to MK1, how they kind of gave us the best of both worlds. He's both a human ninja and then an actual reptile. And he's a shapeshifter. I love that aspect of it. So he's definitely going to be one that I really want to check out as well. So that's really cool, man. So Sub-Zero, Noob, and switching it up with Reptile right now. That's awesome, dude. I got to ask you, Are there any other MK cosplays in your future, man? Are you gonna knock out all the ninjas one day? Like, will we ever see you as Smoke or Rain or like maybe an epic,
definitely. That is
epic version of
that is
Tremor? You've got the build for Tremor, dude.
It's funny. It's funny you should say that because a lot of you have told me that I should do Tremor, and I was just like, screw it, I'll do it.
Your death will satisfy my rage.
Enough talk.
Enough talk indeed.
But I do want to knock out all the ninjas.
That'd be cool.
And I definitely want to do Raiden.
Oh, dude, yes.
Raiden was on my list.
Yeah.
And I want to try to figure out how to do the one of the cyborgs.
Oh,
Cyrax.
dude, yes. That'd be sick, man. That'd be
Cyrax
sick.
is in my radar. It's gonna happen. If I'll take my time with it. It won't happen overnight. I still got other things on my list. Right. I have a list.
I bet.
And we're just going down the list.
Checking them off, yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. No, that'd be cool, man. Yeah. One of my top picks for you, just my personal pick, is actually Tremor as well. I just feel like you have the build for it, you have the look for it, and then like maybe it's also just that I don't think I've ever seen a Tremor cosplay before. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, you don't see it.
What I mean?
I guarantee it's out there, but it's not out there. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those you gotta look, like you gotta dig and look for it. So I'm just like, you know what? That's my thing. Like that's what attracts me to certain characters, certain cosplays. Is that, like if nobody else is doing it, I want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Well, like I said, dude, amazing Mortal Kombat cosplays. They're phenomenal, man. I'm stoked to talk a little bit Mortal Kombat with you. I don't get to talk about Mortal Kombat too often, and I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. And I want to talk to you a little bit more, man. I want to get into like your DC stuff and like the Blue Beetle stuff that you've been doing lately. But before we do that, let's break up the monotony and let's get into this week's Cosplay of the Week.
Let's go.
And this week's Cosplay of the Week is none other than Bat Mateo. And I'm throwing it up on the screen right about now. And this is phenomenal, dude. Bat Mateo, I finally just recently had the chance to meet him in person at Dragon Con, and we did a bunch of videos together and stuff. I'll throw them up on the screen at some point in time when we're talking about the Cosplay of the Week, but for now, I want to highlight this photo by Jeff Jenkins Photography, which they did at Dragon Con. I think I was there for this shoot, or I was in the vicinity at least when they were doing it, I believe. Phenomenal, man. Jeff, phenomenal photography as always. I love, the darker, since I was there in person, I got to see exactly where he shot, how he shot it, and then what the final product is. So I like, the darkening of the background, giving it that Dark Knight vibe, that feel, and accentuating Bat Mateo, accentuating Batman much more in the forefront and everything. It's beautifully done, dude. I love everything about this. I told you Bat Mateo in person, of course, the cape draping over and everything. He's got the cape draping over the shoulders instead of it kind of being the back one. Back one, he puts it over the shoulders, and I really dig that. The cowl looks amazing as well with the eyebrows, the looking mean and everything, the short ears. This is more of a Batfleck version, obviously. Chest is popping out. You got the abs, you got the belt. I mean, it's beautifully done, dude. And I want to throw up a second photo while we're talking about it, and that's up now. And this one's by Cosplay Caitlin. And let's give credit since you can see everything else more. You can see the gauntlets and the boots and everything else. The cowl and the gauntlets are by AE_cosplay suits. That's formerly known as Alter Ego Studios. And the suit and the cape is by Nino Creations. And I was also there for this photo. You've got the cape flowing in the wind and everything in the night. The buildings in the background looking like it could be Gotham. He's got the white eyes. I love a white-eyed Batman. Looks so perfect, especially with this Batfleck version and everything, dude. This, like I told you, Bat Mateo, and I've said many times, man, this is one of my favorite Batfleck cosplays that I've ever seen. You pull it off flawlessly, man.
I like. First of all, I just want to say I am Team Batfleck.
Yeah.
I'm Team Batfleck. Okay. Yeah. When he was first announced, I remember exactly where I was. I was working for GameStop. I was a store manager at the time.
Nice. Yeah.
And I remember one of my employees that came up from the back room. They was like, yo, Mike. My first name is Mike, by the way. Julius is my middle name.
Yeah.
They was like, yo, Mike. They was like, guess who they cast as Batman? And I was like, who? They was like, Ben Affleck. And like, even the customers, like it was like a record scratch. Everybody was like, huh? They were like, what?
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And I was like,
immediately having flashbacks to Daredevil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were like,
yeah. I bet.
And then we saw And then we saw the suit. We saw him in the suit. And I was like,
photo.
oh,
Yep.
they're doing Dark Knight Returns look.
Frank Miller, man. Frank Miller.
Right.
Dude.
I was like, okay. So
Yep.
what I see with his cosplay, what I love is, first of all, I love the Batfleck look. I love it.
Yeah.
And he's using the Arkham Knight symbol.
Right.
So
there's some alterations here for sure.
He got the Arkham Knight symbol. But yeah, so him using the Batfleck look, I'm already ranking you 10 out of 10, brother.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah. I like that big bulky Batman, that menacing, crazy, big bulky Batman. That's always been one of my favorites, that Frank Miller. So it just resonates with me. Everybody can like what they like, of course, preferences and opinions, but I just really dig this one, man. This is phenomenally done. Bat Mateo and I don't know if I already threw it up, but I did some video work for him where he's kneeling down and he's coming up out from the cape and he flips the cape. Amazing stuff, dude. I'm super glad that we got to work together, man.
I'm a big Batman fan, so I'm seeing it. Like, if you can't see him, he watches over my stuff. He's like,
yeah. Hell yeah, man. I love it, dude. And for those that are just tuning in to this clip that shows up on Instagram, in case you didn't watch the full episode, we do have Sir Julius Cosplay here today. And if you want to go check out the full episode, we're talking about Mortal Kombat. We're talking about his Mortal Kombat cosplays. We're talking about the Mortal Kombat movie. We're talking about Blue Beetle. We're talking about DC. We're talking about comics. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. So go check that full episode out in case this is just a promo clip on Instagram. But Bat Mateo, this is absolutely awesome. Go follow Bat Mateo, everybody, if you're not spelled exactly how it sounds, because Bat Mateo, your Batman cosplay of the week for me and Sir Julius cosplay is amazing.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
100%, man. Before we move on and talk about your Blue Beetle, dude, I want to get into a segment that I like to call Shotgun Questions. And what this segment is, real quick, is supposed to be a little bit more rapid fire, but it never ends up being that rapid fire, but we'll see how it goes. It doesn't matter if it is or isn't. And I don't prep my guests about this. They never know what's going on. They don't know the questions. If you tune in the show regularly, you know that it may be happening. You just don't know at what time, and you don't know the questions. So I got 3 for you, man. If you could pick one Mortal Kombat game to play, you only had the choice of one, which would you choose and why?
MKX.
Woo! I can't say anything bad about it, man. That's got to be one of the best Mortal Kombat games. I gotta agree with you, dude.
MKX,
I gotta agree with you.
MKX. I remember when the trailer first dropped. It showed Scorpion and Sub-Zero in the forest. They ran to each other. They had, I forgot who was rapping around it, but like,
I think it was Wiz. Wasn't it Wiz?
I think it was Wiz.
I think it was
in my
Wiz.
opinion, one of the best Mortal Kombat trailers to this date.
Agree.
Outside of the new one.
Yeah.
And I played the hell out of that game. So yeah, so if I ever had to play another one constantly, MKX.
Gotta agree.
Yep.
We talked about Batman. You said a couple things about Affleck and everything, Batfleck. So out of these Batmen, you've got Keaton, Bale, Affleck, Pattinson. You can only choose one, and the rest and their universe cease to exist. Who do you pick? Gotta up the ante on this one.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, gotta up the ante on the mid question.
All right, I gotta go because he's still fresh in my mind, and this performance for him was just amazing. I recently just saw The Flash.
Okay,
I'm late. I was late.
Me too. I was late too. Yeah, I watched it like a month ago.
and oh my god, watching Keaton do his thing again had me like a little kid again, bro.
I bet, man. I bet.
It's almost like he never skipped a beat. Yeah. The fight scenes, it's obviously a stunt, but I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's just like, so that Keaton is Batman. He's Batman.
Is what it is. Yeah. Last question, man. Straying away from comic book stuff and pop culture and everything. If you could time travel to any period, any era, where would you go and why? And you can have up to 3 different choices if you want 3.
Anytime travel in the area. Shoot, can I go to the future?
Yeah, you can go to the future. You can go anywhere, man. You can go anywhere. Future.
Let's go like 100 years in the future. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see.
Yeah.
See what it's like.
Not a bad choice.
Earth might not be here. I don't know, but let's find out.
You never know. Yeah. You can have 3 if you want 3, or you just choosing 1.
3. All right, so I'm just choosing. Let's go to the future. Yo, you know what? You know what would be nice, honestly, if I was because in the '90s, I was a kid. I was like 3 or 4 years old in the '90s.
Yeah.
I was born in '88, so like growing up in the '90s was like it would have been a dope experience to be an adult in the '90s.
I agree. I gotta agree, dude.
In my opinion, it would have been a dope experience to be adult in the '90s. And give me the '60s. Give me the '60s.
Right, a good time.
Give me the '60s. Give me the disco.
Yeah,
So the disco area
dude.
was the '70s, but like
it goes into
the flower
it.
power.
Yeah,
The flower power. Give me that. Give me that.
Yeah, not bad choices, man. Not bad choices, dude. Shotgun questions. That was it. Good one, man. I like it, dude. I don't think I need to talk much or give my usual like chazzy, in-depth build-up speech when I throw up this cosplay of yours on the screen. It speaks for itself, man. And I'm throwing it up right now. And this is your Blue Beetle, dude. This is crazy, man. This shot is by I can never pronounce this dude's name, dude. Sicklander Life? Is that what it is? Maybe
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
So
His name is Wade.
yeah. Okay, Wade and Sicklander Life on Instagram there, which all the shots are by him that are going to go up. I believe all of them except for maybe one that I throw up, but I'll throw it. I'll write it on the screen if I'm incorrect. These are intensely amazing, dude. This one with the wings spread. I mean, come on, man. It's insane, dude. You know, like how did you make this happen, dude? Like the wings, the legs that pop out of the pack. It's so accurate. I know you posted update videos, like progression videos on your Instagram and whatnot, so people can go back and check those out. But for those that haven't seen, like right here, right now, can you give us some details, dude? Walk us through the process of putting your Blue Beetle together.
Okay, so the first thing with Blue Beetle was I knew Blue Beetle was coming out. I planned originally to only do the helmet. I was just like, yo, the helmet looks dope. I'll just do the helmet, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then when the trailer dropped, I made a funny TikTok video, right? I made a funny TikTok video of me like jokingly buying all the files and stuff like that, and just like, I'm gonna make the whole suit. I upload the video. I go to sleep. I wake up, hundreds of thousands of notifications.
Oh man!
Everybody. So I basically put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah.
So everybody. So I almost got like 20,000 new followers simply commenting on my video and saying like, I'm only following you because I want to see this to the end. And I was just like,
damn,
like, oh, shit,
now I gotta do it. Yeah. Now I gotta go full fledged.
Which is fine because I was just like, all right, screw it, let's go. I was like, I haven't done a big build like this in a long time.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna be this one, it's gonna be cool as shit. So let's go for it.
Yeah.
So I started the process. I had to do a couple things over because I wanted to make sure all the lights lit up. So I had to print everything like clear filament, make sure I get all the LEDs going.
Right.
As for the color, I tried to match it as much to the movie as possible, but I try to still keep it to the comics. So if you notice, like my Blue Beetle, he's still blue, but the movie is more dark, like a dark aqua blue. Mine's is more like comic-y, which I try to stick. I try to like add elements because once again, it's cosplay. Yeah. A lot of people don't stress trying to make it as accurate as possible. It's still yours. You can still customize it all you want. Yeah, I tell people this all the time. People ask me like, I love
your little touch to it, you know?
Add your touch to it. There's nothing wrong with doing that, you know?
Yeah.
And don't let people try to say, "Oh, this is the wrong shade of blue." Yeah. Okay, then you make one.
Exactly. Yeah. You make one and then send it to me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that process was fun, and just having I had to make some things over. I had to make the back over. I had to make the shoulders over. So I wanted to make sure it was as accurate as possible. Still had my little flair to it.
Right.
And and this shot, these shots was actually shot in Times Square. Right. And that was a random thing. I came up with that last minute. Everybody was saying how it's like Julius. It's like they got all this like memorabilia and these banners up in Times Square. Why aren't you over there? And I was just like,
yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know.
I didn't really think about it. Yeah. It looks amazing, dude. I love the one with the close up on the blaster. I always forget what his weapons and everything are called, but close up on the blaster and everything with the Blue Beetle in the background, the promotional material in the background there. Mm-hmm. That one's super cool, dude. I love that one a lot as well. I gotta ask you though, the wings are those an edit or did you actually have the wings too?
They are in edit. They are in edit.
Okay. They
Because
look amazing, dude.
So funny story is that I essentially did not plan on doing a photo shoot in Times Square.
Right.
I was just going to go there just to walk around and just say what's up. And I had no intentions of doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I was just going to walk around, take some pictures with my brother, and then go home.
Mm-hmm.
So my story, if you ever look at my Instagram stories, I share a lot of my cosplay life in my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
So when I posted, I was like, yo, I might go to Times Square on Friday. Wade actually hit me up. He's like, are you seriously gonna go? And I was like, yeah. I was like, he's like, what time are you gonna be there? I told him the time. He's like, you mind if I like tag along and take some shots? And I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come get some shots of me. Hell yeah.
let's do it. And that's what happened.
Hell yeah, man. Your Blue Beetle is nuts, dude. You got any more plans with it in the future? You doing any other photo shoots or maybe any?
I want those wings. I want those wings to be real.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
I want those wings to be real. I'm already working on it.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it won't be done by Comic-Con. That was the goal.
Yeah.
But stuff happens, life happens, and things happen.
Of course. Yeah.
Let's hope by next year, or like Katsucon, maybe I don't know, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
The wings are being worked on.
That's dope, man.
I'm gonna have to be walking into the side with doors.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be walking sideways through doors and everything. Before we get out of here, man, we are gonna get ready to wrap up. But I do want to ask you, dude. Like, so how did you even get into cosplay in the first place, and like why? Like, what started it for you? Everybody has like a journey or a thing that started it, or how they got into it. Like, what started it for you?
I remember exactly. It was 2018. Mm-hmm. It was 2018. No, not 2018. Sorry, 2008.
Oh, damn, taking it back.
It was 2008. I was with a group of friends, and we were just walking around the city, and we were near the Javits.
Yeah.
And we saw all these people. I've always been crafty. I've always been to arts and crafts. I always draw. I sculpted, model kits, anything. Like, if it had to do with building something, I was into it.
Yeah.
So I see you, and of course I was a nerd into anime and cartoons and things like that.
Right.
So when we saw all these people walking around in costumes, he was like, yo, what's going on? Is there like an event going on, stuff like that? And one of the people said, it was like, oh, it's Comic-Con. He was like, what's that? What's Comic-Con?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, it's at the center over there. It was a Sunday, and it was like 3:00, so it was about to end.
Yeah.
So this is how it's completely different now. Remember, this is 2008.
Right.
We were able to buy tickets for Sunday. Then and there.
Right then and there, dude. Wow. The differences. And right now it's like completely sold out.
You can't do that no more.
No, not at all.
We went in and I saw everybody in costume, and I was just like, oh, I want to do this.
Just that light bulb moment, right?
Yep. So I dedicated a whole year to building a Master Chief cosplay.
Nice, dude.
And I got it done. I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, when is Comic-Con next year? And I found the date, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I went online. I searched up how to do it. It was a technique called peppercorn. Very old technique. It's very tedious. I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah.
You'll get your hands cramped, but I did it once.
Yeah.
I accomplished it. I went to Comic-Con in 2009. That's where I debuted my Master Chief. I've been cosplaying ever since.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I always like hearing the stories of how like it started for somebody. You know what I mean? Because it's never just like, I don't know, I just felt like it. Like it's always a story. You know what I mean? Like it's always something that triggered it, and it's so cool to see the differences from cosplayer to cosplayer to cosplayer. What would you say is next, man? I know you got more cosplays. I know you're working on some stuff. You mentioned some of the MK ninjas and some other MK characters, more upgrades to Blue Beetle. Is there anything else that you want to tell anybody that you've got in the works, or even if it's maybe outside of cosplay? Because I know you've done Combat in the Grid. Is there any acting in your future? I mean, what's next for you?
Well, as of right now, like I mentioned before, that I used to host my own podcast, so I would like to start doing that again.
Hell yeah, man.
I want to get back into doing it. As for cosplays, I'm doing my upgrades for Blue Beetle. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely doing a new ninja next year. I got my eyes on another Scorpion, so let's see where that goes.
Hell yeah.
But my top 3 that I'm focusing on is 2 I can tell you. 1 is a secret. But I can tell you the secret. I can tell you where it's from.
Okay.
So the 2 that I'm focusing on is Master Chief.
Nice.
I want to come full circle.
Yes. Revisit that. Make it now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
My original Master Chief suit is gone. It's been gone for years, and it's sentimental to me because it was my first.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta go back to it. So that's one of my focuses. My second one, actually, just give me a second. Let me go grab it. And you're gonna like this one.
Yeah, no worries.
This has been a dream cosplay of mine for a couple years now, and I don't care what nobody says, it's happening.
Ooh, damn. Yes, dude. Hell yeah.
It's happening. I started. I got the mask going.
Yeah.
I had to put it on the back burner. I put it on the back burner for the third one.
Yeah.
The third one is from Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah, man.
But it's kind of a secret. It's not a usual Power Ranger that everybody does.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta keep a couple things a secret, man. Gotta hype it up, dude.
Yeah. So you'll see. But this is the dream.
That's awesome.
I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna stop me from doing this.
No, do it. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. Well, we are going to get ready to wrap up. I know you got some things that you got to get to, so we are on a little bit of a time schedule, man. So I just want to thank you for being here, dude. This has been a long time coming, man, and I'm glad we got to talk to you a little bit. It's definitely not just MK that Sir Julius cosplay does. It's definitely not just Blue Beetle that you do. There's tons of other cosplays that you can check out on his Instagram and everything, and they're all equally phenomenal, dude, such as another one of my favorites, your Red Hood and everything that you do. Just amazing, dude. And I can't wait to see all the things that you do in the future. I definitely want to have you back, man, now that we kind of got the typical like interview-esque episode out of the way.
Yeah.
The next time we can have a little bit more fun, still touch on your cosplays and stuff, but maybe talk about something else. It'd be awesome to do a part 2 in a sense, man. I do want to give the floor to you before we get out of here to say whatever it is that you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug, tell people where they can find you both on Instagram or, New York Comic Con and all that stuff, give them the details. The floor is yours, man.
Just listen. I tell this to everybody. I'm an open book when it comes to this craft. Do not hesitate to contact me for help for anything. Because when I first started getting into this, I didn't really have anybody to go to. I taught myself. So if you DM me a question, how do I make this? How do I do that? What material do you use? What paint did you use? Blah blah blah. I'm going to bombard you with as much knowledge as possible.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to win. And you winning, when you win, I win.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
That's perfect, man. I love it, dude. Well, let them know where the meet and greet is on Saturday. I don't remember all the details. You know them off the top of your head?
It's on Saturday at the Creative Cosplay magazine booth.
Oh shit. No way. I didn't know it was at the Creative Cosplay. Okay, yeah, those are my people, man. I love those guys, man. Shout out. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I didn't know it was with them. Hell yeah.
That's what it's going to be. And I will be there from 4:30 to 5:30.
There we go. New York Comic Con, Sir Julius Cosplay. Go meet him in person. I will be there as well. If you want to come check out the panel that we've got going on, we will be there as well. Like I said, man, Sir Julius Cosplay on Instagram. Go follow him. Like I said, thank you for being here, man. This has been awesome. And to everybody tuning in, thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those beautiful things that you do over on youtube.com/Side Project Podcast. When you go down and hit that big red subscribe button, and when you hit it, it goes, ooh, and you get 100 sexy Projekt points. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching and listening on Spotify, as videos are available on Spotify as well. When you go down and you follow and you rate and do all those things you do on Spotify as well. I thank you, like I said, from the bottom of my heart. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at IG Hates Chazzy. That is my personal, and everything else you need to find me on is on the screen right now. And if you're looking for the podcast as a whole on Instagram, you can find it at Side Project Podcast. Remember, that's Project with a K. For me, for Sir Julius Cosplay, we are out of here. Let's do a Scorpion real quick. Get over here!